Hi. How is everybody? I hope you're all happy. Hello. I hope everyone's having a good day. Let me say hi to everybody. Ophelia, Beth, Leah, Anne, Carmi, Carol, Chris, Lindsay, Darren, Dawn, Marie, Bang Luna, hello. Shelling, there's suddenly so many. Shelling, Carol, Aditi, and Warren, Hoan, K-pop Grandma, Doll Baby, Sylvia, Chrissy, Sandy, Fabi, Danji, Belinda, MG, Han, Rose Splendor, Cindy, Chris K, Sylvia, uh, Arlene, Richie, 24K Zumba, Angel Star, Yovan, Urban Squirrel, Claudia, Carlo Hand Painted Paints, Danil, A Brown, Mickey, Saska, Hand Painted Paints. You're the one who I keep asking if you have an online store of your painting, right? Uh, Teresa, Saskia. If you've been responding to me, I keep on missing it. Sorry. Happy Stan OT7, Jane, Amy, Sherita, Sandy, HHK, Leah again, Rosanna, Joanne. Oh, you said yes. Okay, I see you now. You have an online store. Let me know where it is. I want to see Mickey, Aditi, Shena. You can DM me on Twitter or Patreon. Rachel, Doll Baby, Elaine. Hello. Are you having a good day? I hope you had a good day. Were you able to watch Jungkook's live? Were you able to watch it? I am becoming addicted to these lives. I'm happy that you're addicted to it. Rachel, Angel Star, you did? Oh my God. Are you all like in still in cloud nine? Because I am. I am so much in cloud nine after I'm not fluent in Korean, so I only am catching words that he was saying. So there's only a few things that I actually understood. But I am on Twitter, on X. So there were some people who were kind enough who were translating some of the things that he was saying. So want to throw this question out there. What was like of the like what was your some of your favorite parts? Maybe it's impossible to have like just one favorite part. What was some of your favorite parts except for the singing? Best Christmas gift. It was awesome, felt normal again. I know, right? Like, oh my God. I feel like suddenly we can't wait for 6 months. 5:30 there. Ophelia. I miss you too, Ophelia. Yes, got JK's live. What was your favorite part? Just hearing him talking, hanging out. Nostalgia. Yum, yum, yum. That was so funny. It was supposed to be army, but when he says it, it sounds like meow, meow, meow. Love him talking about Jimin. When he said, "We'll get to that part." The tour of his place looks so amazing. I know it's just one room. I think it's his entertainment room. Seeing him well, his house was beautiful. Singing to us. Oh yeah, of course. He showed some of his new house, the small tour of his house, just everything about it, of course. Elizabeth said, "Hello, everyone. I think JK needs time with Jin and J Hope. He seems to need his brothers. He's too worried about AI. Real AI. Real is perfect." Halina said, "What country are you in?" "I'm in Florida. It's almost midnight here. I love BTS." "I'm in the US. I'm in California. It's 8:34 right now." Ophelia trying to delete his footmarks with Spotify blanket. So funny. He was so cute. His conversation with Hobie, Angel Star said, Jackie said, "I want the bottle collection too." Mickey said his house is so cool. He asked not to go to his house to not send gifts because they will not be delivered. So clearly some K armies are not listening. Correct. unfortunately, some people are not listening. Well, we all know that someone actually tried to deliver food to him, which was freaky. Um, you're in the Mickey, you're in the desert, like desert, like Palm Springs, or desert like Dubai. What kind of desert are we talking about? Um, June said cute that he was embarrassed to show his hair. um, Amy said, I don't listen to any songs that use them as AI. Don Marie said he has a serious karaoke setup. Oh, yeah. The Norebang. Arizona. Mickey said Arizona. Oh, okay. Seeing him happy and healthy is the best. I am in the Bahamas. It's 11:35. Eliza said, even if I didn't understand, I just enjoyed him and singing. Okay. Um, so a lot of things that I've totally enjoyed when he decided to go live streaming for armies. Of course, just like, and I really am still in cloud nine, just hearing him talk. As I've said, I'm not fluent in Korean, so I'm only catching some of the things that he was saying. I usually catch words. And then from the words, I contextualize it based on the other words that I understand, or based on how he's acting it out or something like that. So when someone who's talking is not so like animated, I have a harder time actually understanding what they're saying. So anyway, I'm really happy and I'm still in cloud nine just to hear him talk and stuff. Of course, just like when you're popular, the negative side of it is that people will always try to come after you, and that's what happened. There were some people who are twisting his words for their own benefit. I'm not really paying that much of an attention to those people, as you know. I don't get affected anymore by those things. It's just that the last several days, even before he went live, there were some huge things happening. Huge in that I can be specific and say that Jimin's father is actually getting harassed. We'll get to that later. Um, and because they're sort of the haters are continuing it. They are, so every time he mentions or there's any kind of clue that they are together, he meaning Jungkook, whenever Jungkook mentions Jimin or there's a hint that they are together, even in photos, the haters are actually attacking the parents of Jimin because they know that Jimin can't go online, so they're not they're unable to attack him because Jimin won't see them. So they're going after the father. Yes, again. So at some point, I think right now the comments of the Z Millennial account is actually off. So so yeah, the father, Jimin's father, actually turned it off because there were so many things that just vile things were being said. And it started because I think there was a Christmas tree in Z Millennial Cafe, and there were some trinkets that fans actually hanged on the tree. That is a the Jonko character in BT21, but those were given by fans. People actually go there and they give stuff to the restaurant, and a lot of solos and I guess shippers of V and Jungkook, they're attacking the father, and so he had to turn it off. So I'm assuming as soon as he started mentioning Jimin's name, as I've mentioned, I don't really understand everything that he was saying. I was just catching words, and so I knew from the like in the first, I'd say 10 minutes, he already mentioned Jimin. He said that Jimin and I are like working hard, something like that. That's what I heard, like working hard, like work together or working hard, something like that. And the moment that he said it, I was like, oh, God. No, this is just going to make things worse. But of course, it's not like, even, I mean, had I been in the position of Jungkook, I'm not going to pay attention to the haters, right? The truth is that they're serving together and they did that on purpose. So, anyway, I mentioned that just because I want us to be aware of how fans are so vile that they will use any and every opportunity that they can to throw hate on other people. And I just want to make it clear that this is nothing to do with Jimin, and this is nothing to do with V or Jungkook. These are people that are just sick in the head, and they will find anything and everything they can to shade people, to hate on people, to just be angry. And it just so happened that it is Jimin and Jungkook and V. Um, so just I hope that we can, I guess, shower the boys, specifically the three, Jungkook, Jimin, and V, with love and support, because we know what other people are trying to do. Um, so just let's just be aware that that's happening, so that we can double our efforts to try and provide as much support as we can. I've always said that the best revenge has always been success. So let's make them successful. Let's help them become successful. I think that's a better terminology. Let's help make them successful in what they're doing. Right now, Jimin's, who is still in Billboard Hot 100, it's actually dropping. It's at number, the midweek prediction is number 50. So we need to stream. And then, of course, V has a Christmas song. So I hope that we can maintain it inside Billboard Hot 100 for the second week this week. And then let's continue streaming Jungkook songs. With those things, we're able to, that's the best way to actually fight the haters, right? Hoan asked, are shippers gay? Why would they have this kind of fantasy in their minds? Okay, that's a good question. I wanted to answer that later, but since you asked that, I'll answer it now. Um, s- part of the, how do I term it? I guess just speculation or opinion. Many of these people are just really plainly sick in the head, right? Because I don't think it's normal for you to hate on someone just because it does not fit your own fantasy, right? Because I mean, what do we know about their relationships, right? We don't know who they're with, and we shouldn't know unless they want us to know. So for them to be angry at something because their fictional world isn't getting fulfilled, that is just sick in the head. I don't even know how to, like, I don't even have a terminology. This is just delusions. And anything that gets in the way of their delusions, they're just hating on them. So this uh what's the Tekok is how they call themselves. These Tekok shippers, they're just sick in the head. So that's the first answer to your question. Second answer is that, and this has been a theory of many other K-pop fans. The theory is that for many of these people, they, if they can't have, if they personally cannot have their idol, they would rather that it goes to a group member, because they can't stand having their idol date another girl that is not them. So if it isn't them, might as well just be with another guy. And if it is just another guy, it might as well be a group member. So once they get fixated on someone, they want that to stay. So that's the second answer to your question. So first question is, the first answer is that they're just sick in the head. There's absolutely no explanation. The second answer is that they actually want the idol for themselves, but because they can't have the idol, might as well just give it to a guy instead of another girl, or a girl that is not them. Um, third is that they kind of related to the first, that they are by nature hateful people. They have like emotional issues, and they have emotional issues, and they're addicts. And and it just so happened that their addiction is sort of funneled to the idols. So when you're addicted to something, you don't really pay attention to, and there's no reason, there's no rhyme and reason. You just feel satisfied with that kind of addiction, with that addiction, so you want that, and you will do anything and everything that you can to get your hands on that. If you're a drug addict, you'll sell anything and everything, including your own body, to be able to get your hands on drugs. And I know a thing or two about drug addicts because my grandmother is one. she was uh, she was a gambling addict. So she, may she rest in peace. I love her so much. She's a very, very loving woman. She's just a gambling addict, and so she wasted away. For is there anybody from the Philippines here? Anybody from the Philippines? Half, if there is any Filipino here, my grandmother actually owned like a third, no, a quarter of Taguig, which is the main one of the main cities in the city in the Philippines, main cities in the Philippines. So she actually owned like a quarter of that. Um, so this was a long time ago, and then she just wasted it away. She started selling her land because she wanted to gamble, and then we just grew up in poverty. But she is a gambling addict. So these people are actually addicts. So, and it just so happened that their addiction is this K-pop and shipping. So that's the answer to your question. There was someone who was calling my attention earlier. Danji said the tech cookers need to get out of their own head. He told them several times. I know. Um, Let me see if I can find that question. Danji asked, "We real armies have to report this hateful people to Big Hit and Hybe so they can deal with it." Yes. So if you see anything, just screen cap all of those things, and then get as much information as you can of the account. Like for example, if it's on X or Twitter, screen cap the tweet and also screen cap the profile. And then you can email that to Big Hit yourself, or you can send it to me because I regularly send them things to people that they can sue. Now, many of those they won't be able to pursue because, especially if the person is actually from the US, it takes a lot to actually be able to sue somebody in the US or to just get somebody arrested in the US. When it comes to freedom of expression, the US is very particular about it, and rightfully so. It's just that no law and no execution is perfect, right? So in a perfect world, nobody will be disrespecting anybody, but that's just how it is. As they said, in with freedom of expression, um, your expression is protected, your truth is protected, but so are the lies. So Jessica said, and don't give them any attention. Do not repost them or comment on them. Simply report them and ignore them. Correct. So any kind of attention is actually what gives them the fuel. That's the fuel to their fire. So don't pay attention. Do not engage. Don't respond to any of those. My my advice has always been, for every hate tweet or hate post that you see, do two or three positive things. So either you post something positive yourself, or repost or like somebody else's post. Even if you have very few followers on social media, the truth is that those still get read by the algorithm, right? It's still there. So their algorithm still reads it. So if you're posting something positive and there are enough people posting something positive, then that's what the algorithm will think is dominant. So that's what they'll push more. The problem is that many of the people that are well meaning and well intentioned, they just don't do anything when in fact you should do something. Even if you think no one is paying attention, the algorithm is paying attention. So again, if many of us are actually posting positive things, then the algorithm will think that, oh, this is what I need to push because people are talking about it. So just keep on posting or support other posts that are supportive of the boys because of the comments. They're relentless. I know. I mean, I don't. By nature, you know this by now. By nature, I already am a super uninterested with their romantic life, and generally uninterested in other people's romantic life as well. I mean, I'm happy. Like for example, if my friends are in a relationship, I'm very, very supportive. I'm very happy for them, but I'm not gonna pry. I'm not gonna try and investigate who they're with or whatever. Or if they share, for example, if they have a problem, I'm not gonna ask what the problem is. I'll just wait for them to tell me because I feel like if they want me to know, then they'll let me know, right? So that's just my nature when it comes to romantic relationships of other people. So when it comes to the boys, to the kids, I'm not really like, oh, who are they dating or whatever. I don't really care because I feel like that's their life. And for as long as they're not dating a serial killer or something like that, I whatever, do whatever it is that you want. And if the time comes that they share and they declare it, then I'm going to be happy for them, right? Danji, I'm interested in Hobie's romantic life. I'm ready whenever he accepts my proposal. I don't know Danji because whenever I see Hobie, I just run away. So if you're dating him, I won't know because the minute I see him, I'm just gonna run away. I won't even know who he's with. Do you remember V said that he will get married at the age of 30? I remember him saying that, yeah. But I don't think that's going to happen. He's close to, besides, he didn't clear it out if he's 30 international age or 30 Korean age. Namhar said, I think their relationships are complicated enough. They don't need more weirdness from us. Yeah, I mean, as I've said, I'm going to be very, very supportive. I do hope that they find someone that they can spend the rest of their lives with. I think it's important um that they become happy, whatever means that would, whatever end that would mean, whether it's with somebody or with or alone for as long as they are healthy and happy and at peace, more than anything else, I'll be happy. I just hope that they they distribute their DNAs because they reproduce, because we need that kind of DNA. Bang Luna said it's important for their mental health that they have happy personal lives. Yes, I definitely agree. So I just like, even as you know, there was this Danji saying, Fairlane, I think whenever they hold the first concert, armies should show up in wedding dresses. I'll show up as a priest. How's that? So that I can officiate the wedding once they make a choice. I'm just going to officiate there. So I'll just ask them, just, there's 75,000 people here, make a choice. I'm here to marry you. Marry you with them, not me marrying them. But yeah, so just I hope that we can respect the personal lives as well. But yeah, I mean, I hope that they reproduce because we need that kind of DNA. All right, so just want to do some positive things during that live, uh, things that I sort of pondered on after he went live. Because as you know, I like kicking things off positively, and there's nothing more positive than Jungkook coming home to armies, right? So before we get more into the negative things, let's talk about the positive ones first. And while I pull it up, are you guys ready for Christmas? Done with your Christmas shopping? Yo Van F said, supportive aunt here. Hope they all find love. I hope so too. I think they will. Multi-stand 95, Jungkook was singing Magnetic. I jump for joy. That was so magnetic. Him saying that he and Jimin are singing together often whenever they shower. Those are the two things that invited so much evil from a lot of people. There was a new level of low from a lot of people, and a new kind of evil. So, but anyway, okay, before we get into it, number one, I'm just very, very happy that he's well, right? So the minute he came out and I saw his eyes, I saw how giddy he was in the beginning. He was very, very shy, and he did explain why. He said, it's like, I haven't done this in a while. I'm nervous. So I'm just, but the minute he went on screen, you can actually see the glimmer in his eyes. So he was well, he was healthy, he is healthy, and he's in good spirits, and he's very, very present. And so I was just thankful that even if he just like said hello and then logged off after that, I'd still be happy because I saw him well. So I'm just happy that he's well. And that is one, I think I saw many other people as well on X or Facebook and Instagram saying this, but I just realized that many of the people that were reacting this way, when I mean their first reaction is that, oh my god, he's healthy and he's here, and that they're so happy. I realized that the people that were reacting that way were mostly um like OT7 fans, and others that were just there for the ride are after everything else. Like they wanted to hear him say this and whatever. So I'm just happy that there are many of us who are more concerned about his health and his well-being, and that seeing him this way was enough for us. And I hope that he realizes that as well. I hope that he knows that armies are happy just seeing him in good spirits and healthy and just well. Second, I'm happy to hear that he is still just as in love with music now as he was before he started serving the military. He showed that by singing with us or for us, doing his karaoke, and then he also told us stories about how he's practicing. He did say that he was practicing with Jimin, so I'm happy that he hasn't lost his passion for music. And that only goes to show that you can take him out of the music industry, but you can't take the music out of him. So the mere fact that he would spend his free time with Jimin practicing singing, that they would make an effort to actually move away from the others so that they can sing louder, that they would talk about music, that they would hum to each other, that is so refreshing. I do hope that they're writing something or coming up with something or coming up with some ideas. And I hope that they get to actually record it when they actually return, when they're done with their service. I'm also happy to see that he is in his new house. I think I always it's just I'm glad that he is enjoying the fruits of his labor. I hope that he can make. I'm he doesn't have a lot of time, of course, but I hope that he can make the most out of the short vacation that he has. I hope that he said that he has moved in, but he still doesn't feel like it is his home, not yet, because it's very new. So I hope that in the I don't know how long he has, but in this short vacation, he can get himself settled in the house. I hope that he can invite some of his friends to actually visit his house, of course, his family. So I'm just glad that he is enjoying all of this while he has all of it while he is still young enough to enjoy it. And of course, he set a new record, 20 million concurrent viewers, or 20. I think his record is 22. I think that's like the most number of numbers he's ever had, or the platform has ever had 20 million. But this time he did 22. Sorry, the record is actually 22, which he himself set. So this is the second most viewed as far as I remember. But of course, Grammy had 16 million. So he does not need any guests. He does not need a big production. He just needs to show up, and 20 million of us will actually be there to watch him. I love that he actually mentioned that he's going to meet Jin and Hobie. He mentioned a little of their conversation. I'm sure that he misses his Jungs a lot, so I'm happy that he has this time to actually spend time to spend with them. I hope that I know Hobie left, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they met before Hobie left. I don't know, but yeah, I'm happy that he will actually have a chance to spend time with his two Jungs. Okay. I'm also grateful that he decided to spend time with Army when he just could have just rested. Their vacations, they're not long. So for him to actually, instead of just resting and fixing his house and having friends come over, he decided to spend more than 2 hours of his time with us to sing. Even though he's very shy, he really had no agenda. He just wanted to say hello. So happy that he did that. I know there were questions because of certain events that happened recently. There were a lot of people insisting that he doesn't like armies anymore, and he doesn't. Well, he proved everybody wrong, because that's the first one of the first things that he did out of vacation, during his vacation, is to actually spend time with us. I don't know if he will have the time to actually do another live, but I'm sure that he will if if he finds the time. Yes, Hobie went to Japan. Also glad that he has a free time to practice singing, as I've mentioned before. He mentioned that right after he's done with the kitchen, with his kitchen work, then he goes to join Jimin. So the two of them would actually practice, and if necessary, talk about music, make some plans, and if necessary, move away from the others so that they can sing a little louder. And of course, I'm glad that he actually has Jimin with him. He has someone to talk with about his passion, right? There's the one thing, the biggest advantage of having your group mate with you in something like this is that there is somebody else who knows exactly what you're going through, right? Like if he wasn't with Jimin, I'm sure he's going to have a lot of friends because he's a kind person, he's a likable person. I'm sure he will not have any trouble having friends. But it's different having somebody there who knows exactly what you're going through because he went through the exact same thing, right? So that connection is useful, especially if you're tired and whatever. So I'm happy that they actually have each other. And then I'm also happy that he remains his gentle and humble self whenever people are actually requesting for songs to sing or mentioning I mean other artists. He does nothing but praise them. He is so, like, he would acknowledge how great they are, and then he would say that he can't sing their songs, but he would proceed and sing them, and he did better in many of the songs. If you're a member of my Patreon, there was actually one specific song that he sang that I did not recognize because did it so much better than the original. So I can't. So it's like, what song is that? That they actually, I actually had to search for the song because I did not know what song was that. And so I was surprised when I saw which song that was, and I was like, oh my god, he did it! I did not know that song is so good. So yeah, each time whenever there's a request, he would like doubt himself, but then he would proceed and sing them, and he would do it better. Okay, now the question here is, there of course obviously were a lot of people on the chat that during his live stream who weren't actually fans of BTS. They were either solos, or Tekok shippers, or just haters trying to set him up. So, and it was very, very obvious. I mean, they were requesting songs, mentioning songs that I knew they wanted him to sing just because they want to claim that, oh, you see, he's supporting this artist, or he likes this artist, and blah, and he likes this artist more than his group mate, or things like that. So it was so obvious that they were setting him up. And then there were other vile things that were being said during the live. Some were even in Korean. You know that they would use a translator to actually say it in Korean for him to understand it better, and that those were just absolutely vile. So, do you think? And I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you think it's better to actually limit WeVerse live to paid members only whenever they go live? What do you think? Yes, Bang Luna said yes. Yes, Kez said yes. Lindsay said no. Okay, Lindsay, why no? Jessica said yes, yes, yes. Alexandra said no. Clouds and Coffee said no, but make chat paid. Vanilla Lamb, no. So for those that are saying yes, I'm obviously it's for their protection, right? Um, but for those that are saying no, why are you saying no? Katie said no, too many armies can't afford. Okay, so okay. That's a very, very valid reason. We're all just trying to get by, right? We're all just trying to pay our bills. So that is a very, very valid reason. Um I thought it was limited. I had no idea. Well, for as long as you have uh membership. I mean, if you're a member of WeVerse. Watch free on a time delay, one hot Sean said. That's a good idea. Sylvia said, yes, for their protection. I can't imagine him reading that trash. Rona said it's once a year. Make it chat paid membership. M said, no, some of us can't afford, Luan said. Um, Ophelia said, but they could have moderators. Big Hit can afford that. CC said no because many can't afford it. So mostly it's a no just because there are too many armies that won't be able to afford it. V. Morgan said, I say yes, it should be limited for their protection. Overbird said they can watch replay. Um, Rachel said, because real life is always teaching us how to handle things, RM knows how to keep it honest and real. Danji said the membership is 22. Okay. So not everyone has the money to pay for membership. So this is just my opinion. I understand that. As you know, once upon a time, I actually lived in my car. So I actually know how to not have any money. So I definitely know how it feels to not have money. And I grew up in poverty, so I definitely know how it feels to want something and not be able to afford it. And if for many of us, BTS is our sort of escape from all the difficulties that we're going through, and so if we are deprived of that, then right. So I get that. Now on the other hand, um it's not healthy for the artists themselves to hear these people talk, and they deserve to actually hear the voices of their true fans. I remember V saying in one of their Weavers live, that he would often go to Weavers actually to get strength from people that are posting on Weavers. And whenever he reads a note or a message being posted about how BTS helped them get through something difficult and stuff like that, then it actually inspires him. That's actually what's giving him more energy. So it only goes to show that they actually also need to hear good things, and I do think that they should hear good things, hear the voices of their true fans. So just like what some of you said, my proposal is to allow the viewership to be open to everyone, but only Weavers paid account holders will be able to chat. That way everyone gets to enjoy them when they're whatever it is that they're doing and showing on their Weavers live, but then only the ones that are willing to pay will be able to chat with them. Now, is this going to totally eliminate haters? Probably not. There will be people that would be willing to shell out $22, $100, even $500 just to mess them up. Just do not understand, do not underestimate the power of hatred. But at least it's not going to be as many as it was during his Weaver's live. So I hope that Big Hit and Hybe and Weavers actually think about this, because during that Weavers live of Jungkook, there were just way too many that were trying to set him up, trying to just straight up sending him vile messages. So I hope it doesn't happen again. Hoan said, Shaya said, I wasn't even checking chat, was so glued on him. Um, a lot of people wearing, like me, whenever I would watch them, I also don't pay attention to the chat. It's just that they are paying attention to the chat. So they are the ones that are seeing vile comments. But yeah, I think having a moderator as well, like having there was someone who suggested that if you're a paid member you get to see real time. If you're not a paid member, then it's delayed, like maybe a minute or 2 minutes. So you don't get to comment, so something similar. So I think that's a good option too. The other option would be paid membership can actually watch it live and chat, and then if you're just a free member, then you only get to watch the replay. That's another option. I think that's fair enough. But I do hope that they will put some sort of a barrier during those weavers live. Jan said no because aunties and haters have no because aunties and haters. This is from Kicks Jans said no because aunties and haters have more money than the fans, so it won't make a difference. Yeah, no, there will definitely be some people that are that, as I've said, there will still be some people that will be able to pay and will be willing to pay just to mess them up. So it's not going to totally eliminate that. It's just that it's going to lessen it. And at this stage, I would love that to be lessened. Now there's somebody actually who asked me on, I think it was Patreon, who asked, like, can AI be used to trace these accounts and block them so that they don't get to participate again? Or can AI be used to actually read the comments and then allow AI to be the moderator and then just have humans double check things, what the AI is doing? There are AI applications right now that can actually moderate. In one of the projects that we're doing, we're actually experimenting with that. The AI will read the context of the words. So right now, many of the, like for example, YouTube, you can block words, right? So if I block certain words in my channel, anybody who leaves a comment, um, then the system will automatically block that comment. What these AI systems are able to do now is that they can actually contextualize the entire conversation. So whatever it is that you respond with, the AI can determine if it's just a word that you are using or the entire context of what you're saying is actually hateful or disrespectful. So for example, a lot of people like using characters when they want to say the F word, right? So in earlier times, the system still don't know that, so they will allow the F word with the special characters to actually get printed. Now the AI will know that, yeah, no, you're still saying the F word, you're just replacing that with a character. Or it can be a classy way of saying the F word, right? Like you can be sarcastic, the AI will actually be able to determine that you're being sarcastic and they can block you. But just like any other technology, it's going to take a while for them to train AI. So I'm sure that they're trying to get to that. It's just going to take a while. Danji said Fairlane Hybe has created an extra layered membership digital. And if they put their live streams under there as exclusive content, then free members, a lot of whom are anti, won't have access. Yeah, I actually just got digital membership. I used to have merch membership. They stopped that, and then they started offering free digital membership. So yeah, the thing is that I think for many, I don't know if the artists actually know that they can do that, but I hope that they can actually make it the default more than anything, so that the artist will be protected. Sylvia said, I fear that if something does not get done and gets worse than what it is now, they may severely limit the amount of lives they participate in. That's a possibility. Um, I think, yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, nobody wants to subject themselves to torture, right? It's actually, I'm constantly surprised with people who are abusive with their language, who will wonder why you're blocking them. Like, even I encounter that. Like, a lot of people will be abusive in their language, and so I'll block them. And then they'll find a way to get in touch with me, usually via email. They'll email me and they'll continue cursing. It's like, why did you block me? And I'm like, why do you think? Were you dropped at birth? What's wrong with you? Why do you think I'll just allow myself to be in the vicinity of your abuse? Come on. So, but yeah, anyway. Katie Dreams digital membership is a monthly fee, correct? I think it's annual. I think digital membership is annual. KAG. I like the regular membership because I love showing my army membership card. You can still get that, I think. We are stronger than those aunties money. Love is stronger. It's monthly. Oh, a monthly. Okay, so I guess I'm paying monthly. I didn't even know. But yeah. Wow, that's so awful. Wow, Mickey said. Mary said, "Why should people who can't afford it be penalized not to not see it live? I love BTS all seven. I will never get to see them live. Always on replay. I just wish the rude, mean people would go away. They won't. They will never ever go away." So, Luan said, "Gotta go to sleep. Please remember that liking the stream encourages the algorithm to show it to more people. Good night, everyone." Thank you, Luan. Good night. Shelling, how much is the digital membership? It's like 20, I think. Digital membership. See, I will check for you. I think it's 20, 22 there. Here, I'll show it. I will show you. There. Do you see it? These are some of your benefits: auto generated subtitles, ad free experience, VOD offline download. So, don't other K-pop groups charge fans for Bowl and Live already? Yes, they do. They have Bubble. Let me see here. Oh, here, I'll show you. There's a video that goes to everyone. Ophelia said there's a video that goes to everyone's house before I blocked him. I asked if he could do a walking tour of his house. So disrespectful. 22 per month. Yeah, there. Do you see my screen? I'm showing you what it's 1 month from each community's digital membership launch. So if you start now, you get 1 month free. Your digital membership includes ad-free video experience, VOD offline download, 30 monthly video downloads, auto-generated subtitles, enhanced video feature. So there's a voice focus, AI upscaling, enhanced color, community perks. You have exclusive member icon, additional bonus jelly. I haven't even finished all of my jelly. I still have some jelly left. Exclusive badge reward, unlimited fan letters, access to membership only content. Stay tuned for more benefits. So, share my jelly. I will share my jelly if I'm done, like, let's see. If I'm done like watching all the content that I'm so behind the content of BTS, mind you. Wait, let me see here. So if I become a member, okay. Here. Wait a minute. I'll share it again. So 9 jellies a month. You see it? So you need to buy the jelly. You know what the jelly is? That's a crypto. That's a cryptocurrency. They tricked us into getting into cryptos. So jelly's actually I'm serious, by the way. It's a cryptocurrency. So the benefit of this jelly, so 9 jelly a month, it's cheaper than paying over 100 for merch pack. It is true. That is true. But it's 80 jellies for soup, so I'm 71 short. I don't know. So I'll see. I know I already became a member. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to confess that I do have two accounts in WeVerse. So that when I buy tickets, I have two accounts, so it's easier. All right. So I think in my other account I've already bought the digital membership. I'll go through it again and I'll record. So uh A Brown said, I like the merch pack, so unhappy that they ended that. I think the difficulty about merch pack is that they have to constantly come up with the merch. Cindy said, you're making me hungry. I have two accounts as well. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I actually might open a third one for my mom. Okay. So that is the reason I can't let go of my full-time job because I'm paying for the seven boys. A lot of people are asking, "Oh, why are you still in your job?" What? Right? I'm financing seven kids. I can't quit. We have three accounts in my army family. Oh, there you go. So I'm not the only one. Amy Cohen, nine jelly is just a little bit more. Just so Pink Crystal said that she doesn't have. Okay, let me see. So if I click yes, I consent to the monthly subscription charge use of jelly above. Okay, let's see. This is my other account because it's asking me to add the payment method. My problem, pretty in pink, my problem is not paying for membership in my country. I don't own a credit card. It's expensive to own one. And the government is tight in releasing USD, so it makes no sense. So I enjoy whatever I get. Pretty in pink. What country are you in? I was a merch member when it was discontinued. I was shocked. So am I. 218 for 8 jelly. I have two accounts, but I can't access the email of one. WeVerse couldn't combine it for me. We should be able to as much as we spend on them. Okay. My friends keep telling me I would be, Bea said, I would be less broke if I didn't give BTS so much of my money. I tell her, poor boys need my money. They keep on losing their shirts. And they wear each other's clothes. That's what happens. If they don't earn that much, they just keep on borrowing each other's clothes. So, yes, let's continue paying them. Otherwise, they will just continue wearing each other's clothes. You got JK's album today was delivered. Really? That's a long time. One hot Sean, I love financing their lifestyle. Honestly, people, I don't have a lot of luxuries. If you visit my home, you'll see how Spartan I actually live. I don't have a lot. The clothes, I have clothes that are like 7 years, 8 years old, and I still keep on wearing them. I've mentioned that I lived in my car once, and so that taught me how to be really simple in my lifestyle. So I don't spend on a lot of things. So it's just books, art. Basically, art is what that's my luxury. So books, movies, and then BTS. So I don't feel guilty at all because I'm like, I don't spend a lot. So there's not much like, what am I, it makes me happy. So I do it. My dog actually is more expensive. Like his food is more expensive than mine. Bang Luna said, I have shorts that are older than my oldest. Exactly. I think I definitely have clothes that are older than the little girl that I raised. So, you know, same. I have old clothing, but stay new since I care for it. Yes, yeah. So I do care for my clothes. I'm careful with them. Just because I don't like buying new things over and over again. I have very few pairs of shoes. I don't usually change my like for example my running shoes. I'll keep on wearing them until like I'm actually feeling the pavement when I run. So I use stuff until I can't use them anymore. Pink Crystal said, I'm going to the pop up store in a week and I'm scared my credit card might suddenly scream maxed out. Yes. Okay. So let's talk about one more thing. Oh, yeah. So just wanted to continue talk about just a reminder, not really continue talking about, just a reminder that many haters are actually twisting words, the words of Jungkook to attack other members. And I hope that we counter this hate with support for Jungkook and the other members and of course class on those that are hating on them. So as I've mentioned, like when he mentioned that he there's a specific song that he and Jimin keep on singing whenever they shower together. That phrase is being used to it's just vile. They're twisting that information and they're just the things that I'm reading on X, on Facebook, they're just vile. And if you go to like Korean forums, it's even worse there. And the thing is that they have they have really sort of they have gone too long without facing the consequences of their actions. That's why they keep on doing it, right? So for too long they've been hating on members, they've been spreading rumors, false information, and they've been getting away with it. So now it has gotten to a point where family members of the members are actually getting roped into it. As I've said, the father of Jimin had to turn off the comments of his of Z Millennials Cafe Instagram account because he was getting way too much hate. And to a certain degree, I've mentioned this in the previous live stream that I don't have the time to do anything about them. Like I screenshot and I report. That's just about that's just that's all I can do. But a lot of people are actually saying that it's partially because we're letting them do it. It's partially because we're not active enough in holding them accountable for what they're doing. So they said a lot of people on Twitter are like harass them as well, dox them, um, go after their family the same way they're going after the family of the members. That's the only way they will be able to feel the pain of the thing that they're doing. My problem is that I I can't I do have limits. I have a line that I won't cross. So even if I have an enemy, unless your family directly do something to me, I won't do anything to your family. I so that for me is out of the question. Like harassing their family the same way they are harassing the family of BTS members, just something that I can't do. I can't go there. Second is that usually and this is the truth. I'm not the truth, but this is my opinion. I'm not intending to hate on anybody. Usually people like this have a very twisted relationship with their families that it won't actually affect them. Like if you do something to their family, it's just going to be they don't have a good relationship with their family, so they couldn't care less. And that's part of the reason they're in this mental state, because they don't have anybody that are and that are that give them that extend compassion and kindness to them. So I don't think doing an eye for an eye will work on them. Third is that there is no low that they're not gonna go. So if you match what they're doing, they're gonna find something else that's even more vile. And we're just going to go in a spiral, because then we'll find ourselves trying to match it and then they go lower, and then before you know it, we've lost all of our self-respect. So um so the only thing that I know will based on my own experience, the only thing that I know works is by ignoring them and by succeeding. So if you ignore them, you report them, you block them, you mute them, and you continue supporting the members, their work, help them become successful, shower them with support and love, it is the only way they will realize how useless they are. So that's just my take. Although I do get what other armies are saying, that BTS is already successful now and they haven't stopped. That's because they don't they don't realize it. Like there's nothing that is enough. The only thing that will get to these people will be if they suffer direct consequence to their action. Someone is asking, like, am I saying that Korean people are the ones that are doing it? Yes. So many of them are Koreans. Yes. So Danji asked, so are you saying it's the Koreans that are doing this? Many are Koreans, many are non-Koreans. So there's a mix of different, there's also a lot, there's, yeah. So not just Koreans, but different people from different countries. Is it normal that soldiers are showering together? Absolutely normal. So based on what some of my Korean friends told me who serve in the Korean military, usually a shower area, it's actually an area, it's open. There's usually like 10 to 20 shower areas, like shower. And then there's like, they're lucky to have a division between them, but otherwise it is open. So they are showering together. um who owns to catch who wants to catch a flight to SK? Sinri 3. I haven't been able to get JIN'S happy. Walmart is out of stock and Target doesn't ship here in PR. I waited a while to get arms indigo. Ah, okay. Namhar, it's totally normal for soldiers to shower together. Yes, they are. It's this just it's open. So, they shower together. um there was this idol. I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's a specific idol who's still active, who was actually one of the reasons he got so depressed was that there were apparently some soldiers who took pictures of him while he was showering. So he was so like scared that it was going to go out or something. um and then, like, for a long time it didn't happen because phones are withheld, right? So you can't bring the phone. That's one of the reasons no photo actually goes out, because phones are confiscated when they are inside the base. So for some reason they were able to sneak it in and they took a picture of this person, of this idol. He's still active right now, but they said that that's one of the reasons he got so depressed, because he was so scared that it was going to go out. KAG said it's mainly tech hookers. They post the most hateful shit. I wish Jungkook or Tae would just do a live and tell those haters they will not get what they want. They don't answer to haters or wishers. Well, V sort of already said that, right? He said, like, he straight up told somebody, Stop, like, get out of your head. It's not healthy there." I don't know how else can you be more direct than that, right? Um so I don't know if there's any other way he can be more direct than how he said it. Ophelia said, I think WeVerse needs to stop reproductions too. I know that means some people miss out, but too many people are using the content negatively. um Hoan said big hit suing is not working. Yo Van F. Shower together like in a locker room, not what haters are implying. Hope police, Hybe can help, need some accountability. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I might have been misinterpreted. They shower together in that, as I've said, the shower area is open and there's like 10 showers there, 10 to 20 showers sometimes. So, you just go in and you shower. It's like, but as I've said, because there are no phones are confiscated. No one's taking pictures of anybody. So they're more, and I think, like, if you're an athlete, you know this, like, if there's any athlete here, in the shower, like when you go to the locker room, you just take off your clothes because they don't really think about those things. Um, okay. There's a limit to how fast and how much Big Hit can do something about the haters, Bang Luna said. Okay, let me try and catch up. BTS Forever 7, it's military. Yes, it's military. So it's like Danji said the military needs to have dorm style showers, booths with curtains. That would solve it. V was being but nobody is making an issue out of it. Like as I've said, if you're an athlete, you know this, right? For those of you who are athletes, like you go to the locker room, you just take off your clothes. Nobody cares because it's like you have this a different view of your body when you're in a situation like that. Claudia is asking, how does BTS have such dedicated haters? What do they hope to achieve? They're just sick in the head. That's the only thing that I can think of. Okay. Many of these other fandoms are only concerned about what they can get out of Jungkook. So recently, there was this huge controversy about JK posting something in support of another group. And I've always said that I'm not surprised if he sympathizes with young kids because he was there once. He was he is the youngest member of BTS, and he debuted very very early. So I wasn't really surprised that his heart was going out to those girls if it is true that that was his intention. So I'm not really surprised about that. I'm I just found it funny that people are using it, like that fandom is actually using it to prove that BTS is going to break up. Like just because somebody's kind, that equates to one member actually, just because one member is showing kindness or showing compassion, for them it means that the entire group is going to crumble. Like so because Jungkook decided to sing Magnetic, that fandom is now hating on him, right? Because they're saying that, oh, you did not have the courage to actually stand up for them, and now you're caving into the pressure of your own agency. To That's why you decided to sing their song, for um so that people will know you're not supporting that specific group. And it was just so funny how they're actually twisting it. I hope I'm making sense. They're just twisting it. The In fact, for us armies, we just know the fact that he is a compassionate and a kind guy. Like, why is it surprising for people that someone's actually showing compassion and kindness to other people? Like, that's just he's kind. That's who he is. So the same way other people, no matter how bad somebody is, we sometimes feel compassion towards that people, right? And these five girls aren't, they're, I think they're still, I still stand by what I said. I think they are manipulated and brainwashed. And so it's not surprising for him to express his support. But that fandom is twisting what he said or what he posted to mean that BTS is crumbling and they're going to break up or whatever. And now that Jungkook decided to sing to cover Magnetic, they're now taking it to either mean that he didn't have the courage to actually go on and fully support that group, or that he was pressured by the agency, by Big Hit and by Hybe, to support the other group as well. So this, it's just like, it's so ridiculous. So now they're hating on him. So I hope that we can just support Joko. Block as many of these members of this other fandom as we can, because it's like talking to a it's better to talk to a monkey, is quite honestly, than talk to these people. Okay, so that those are the just a reminder, that now more than ever we need to support the boys. It's the same with haters saying why Hybe is not supporting Jin's IGIN brand. I mean, it's so stupid. Oh yeah, so there were some people who were questioning why is Hybe not posting about IGIN and all of those stuff. Number one, that's the private venture of Jin. That's not a big hit or a Hybe venture. Number two, we don't know whose choice it is for the agency to not post about it. But at the end of the day, it is it is not a hype or a big hit venture. That is Jin's business. Number two, I hope that we don't forget what happened to Jungkook when he wore the shirt of his brother's label, the fashion label, and everyone just started attacking him. So remember what could happen if they actually show any kind of support. But more than, if you set aside anything, the mere fact that this is Jin's brand, this is his business, and Hybe or Big Hit do not own. Sorry, Hybe or Big Hit does not own Jin. I mean Jin the person. They don't own Jin. They just, Jin is under contract with Big Hit as an artist, but not as a businessman, not as a human being. So whatever Jin actually does outside of his music is his business, right? I know, seems like a lot of kids that don't understand. Leah said BTS Forever 7. I know it has nothing to do with Hybe. It's crazy. One Hot Shot, the rap line released mixtapes for their self expression, and this is on the same level, but for Jin. Yeah, I mean, and this is the truth. These boys are, these kids, the seven kids, most likely have their own businesses already that we do not know about. They're probably invested in some business. They're most likely in stocks. They probably have real estate. Probably they have real estate in other countries as well, right? But we don't know about it because that's their business, and we shouldn't know about it unless they want us to know. But that's the truth. It just so happened that Jin partnered with another public figure, so people learned about it. But it is not big hit and it is not hype. And personally, I do want them to stay out of it because this is Jin's venture. I'm sure that he personally wants to be successful all on his own. JK and family are very creative. Kudos to his brother. I have bought a sweatshirt from the brand. It's so cool. I actually haven't bought anything from the brand, but I will. Okay, Jin does not promote his and his brother's Japanese restaurant. Correct. You should be there. I mean, you should go to the restaurant. I would like Jin to bring IGIN, drink to sugar, release date in front of the media. Okay. Let's see what I have. What else do I have here? Oh, have you registered to the new game of BTS? I want to order, KAG said. Where can I find the Jungkook's brother brand? Okay. How do we do it? How do you do what? Order from Jungkook's brother's brand or from IGIN? JK is very smart. So the, how do I, oh, I can actually, 1 second. I can paste a link in the chat section, I think. The name of the brand, IGIN is the brand. I think people have also ordered online. I haven't ordered. I actually haven't had any alcohol in the last um I don't know, 6 years maybe, a long time. So I will order, but only to give away as a gift. Okay. So here is the website, okay, of the brother of Jin. Sorry, the label of Jungkook's brother, the fashion label. That's the, okay. Is it a good gift idea for an army? Which one? This one, the label of Jungkook's brother, or Jin? Both are good ideas, by the way. I want to try ordering from Jungkook's brother's brand. I think he has hoodies, and I'd like this. I like to try. Yeah, He has a lot. He has a lot. 1 second. Oh, sorry. Why did they hate on that? The brand? Because they said that it is a I have to because they said that it is a I have to log in. Um that they said that it is, yeah, so you have to log in for you to be able to order. But that is this is the brand graffitionmine.com. So they said that Jungkook's actually promoting it untruthfully, that he was not open to the fact that he is wearing his brother's shirt, the brand of his brother's fashion brand. I don't think IGIN is available or expected to be available in the US. I don't think it is yet. Um, okay. Yeah, I don't think it is available in the US yet. Okay, so this is the brand of his brother, graffitionmind.com. He should promote it, his family. I think he should promote it. I agree with you. So a lot of people are just vile. They just don't have anything better to do, and they were really going after BTS members to try, and they still are doing that to try and destroy BTS. Um, Now that it's just it rotates who the target is. So at that time it was Jungkook, and then it was now it's Jimin. So it's just going to rotate. Um, but I do encourage you to check out the shirt, the fashion label of Jungkook's brother, because the quality is good. If you ever go to Z Millennials Cafe, the formerly Magnate, if you ever go there, try some of their merch as well, because the clothing is really good. The Mama Roach effect. How do I get to translate to English? It's in your browser. Your browser will automatically translate it. Rachel said, they won't be happy until the boys have moved out of Korea for good. They won't be happy unless it isn't just about BTS. It isn't just about BTS moving out of Korea. It's about BTS fading away. That's what they want. They want to bring them down. So just moving out of Korea, but if they continue to be successful, they won't be happy either. They want to bring them down, and they want their favorite their artists to actually be the ones that are in the position of BTS members, which we all know won't happen. So that is actually the key. Um, so the before we move on, just want to ask you people, um, who are your favorite girl groups right now? Happy Stan, OT7, bye. Apo Bangpo, Sylvia, BTS World Season 2 game has already automatically downloaded. Yeah, I've downloaded mine. Okay, Le Seraphim Bang Luna, XG and Le Seraphim, Ray twice, by Aditi twice, Faiza Le Seraphim, One Hot Sean, Espine Le Seraphim, Celeste Le Seraphim, Kiss of Life, G Idol, Doll Baby, Vanilla, BTS, all seven, Rona, Cat's Eye, and Hypen, girl groups. T Style 21, I'll It twice, Red Velvet, I'll It. Is there anybody here who used to like old shorts or no shorts? Someone said, why don't we just use no shorts so that it's more. Oh, there you go. Chris said, NJ up to now. You still like them. Dodger Girl, the girl groups really don't appeal to me. Red Velvet, IU used to, Celeste used to. Um, I actually like most girl groups. There are very few that I don't like. There are some who I just don't care for. I mean, like I don't their style doesn't appeal to me. But if even if their style, the music, the fashion, the way that they are packaged, even if it doesn't appeal to me, I still wish them well. But I do feel that in 2024, it was the year of the girl groups, meaning a lot of them, it was like many agencies and the industry itself, they were trying to push girl groups harder. Um, and I think it was because they knew that it was going to be harder for boy bands to actually penetrate the US or the Western market. So the only problem I felt was that there was too many of the same thing. One of the reasons 21 made such a huge splash when they were introduced to the market is because they were so different. Everyone was using the wholesome cute concept, and then here they were using the girl power kind of concept. Glamorous, powerful women. That's what they were when they were new. As we know, that style actually, it is the same concept of Blackpink. The main difference is that for Blackpink, they actually prioritize the looks more than the talent. And this came from Yang Yun Sok. For 21, he was so concerned about talent, and for Blackpink, he just wanted to someone pretty. That's essentially what happened. And so that's why they weren't really given a lot of control over their creatives. Now, because they kind of felt that it was working, they continued using it. So now other groups are following the same kind of concept. This is Baby Monsters. I do my favorite member is Ion actually. So I was when they were first when they first debuted, their first debut, they had two debuts. In their first debut, I wasn't really into them because Ion wasn't there, and that she was my favorite member. But when she rejoined the group, then I started following them a little bit more. And it's the same thing for Mauve, which is being managed by the Black Label, which used to be under YG Entertainment. They still are owned by YG Entertainment, but I think they became a little bit more independent in their operations. In fact, the Black Label, which is headed by Teddy, moved out of the YG building, and I think it is because they want to become more independent. I am fully convinced that Teddy is probably going to buy out Yang Yun Sok. And this is IVE, so it's kind of the same concept. They want to be glamorous, they want it to be powerful. But the problem is that they're all starting to sound the same. So I hope that they get to find their own sound and they get to find their own niche. The other thing that happened in 2024 is that I felt like there were so many groups that are not getting promoted even though they deserve to be bigger by now. I had so much hope on Espa when they first launched because they were so talented. When Black Mamba actually came out, I felt like, oh, finally, like a glamorous group that has actual talent. And then I feel like SM Entertainment is not managing them correctly. They are already on their fourth year, and I was expecting that they'd be going on tours by now, like world tours, bigger venues, like arena at the very least, and they haven't gotten to that level. And I don't know if, since I know a lot of people actually hate T Suman, but I feel like nobody is left in SM Entertainment that actually knows how to manage a group creatively. And yes, that is true, Bang Luna, that they are not really known for sustained success. Another one that they mismanaged is TVXQ, because even after the TVXQ actually divided into two groups, JYJ and TVXQ, when the two members, Changmin and Yuno, went on their own to continue being TVXU, they still became very, very successful. But they weren't able to sustain that success, and they weren't able to elevate TVXQ into global stardom, which I thought they were going to do. Because I thought with two members and two of the most talented members, I felt like it was enough for them to actually that's actually going to be easier for them to dominate globally. But SM wasn't able to do that. Red Velvet, I thought had a real chance at actually becoming bigger than they were, but for some reason they also weren't managed well. And the same thing now is for Espa. They have so much in this group. They have so much to give. The girls themselves, right, but they're not being managed correctly for some reason. ITZY is another one. They this is in my top 5 favorite girl groups of all time, but I feel so bad that they are not given the right attention, the right promotion. Imaginary Friend, I stand by what I said last week, that it is one of the best tracks ever released in South Korea. But for some reason, they were thrown into this, not thrown, but they were asked to do like a world tour, but they weren't given enough promotion. So instead of becoming the next big thing, they are big. Obviously, they still are big, but they not to the level that I know they could have been if they were managed correctly. The other thing that happened in 2024 is that there are still very, very few female idols who actually had control over their own creatives, and there were a lot more in among boy bands. For boy bands, there were a lot more members who had control over their own creatives, but with females, very, very few were actually writing. So you have Yunjin. Um, Many of Les Seraphim members are actually writing, participating in the writing of their songs. But Yunjin is the one that's actually, she produced one of the, like, she was the writer and she produced the track. So you know that she's being groomed towards that direction. And then you have Soyeon for G Idol, as I've mentioned before. I will mention it again. No one can hold a candle against them, but they're the biggest when it comes to having biggest. They're the biggest girl group that has creative control over their own discography and over their own evolution. Twice, my favorite girl group, actually started writing a lot of their tracks. I think in the third album, they're just not being given the title track, and they're not being given the right recognition. So I think they should have been hyped more that they're actually participating in the writing of the songs. Many of the songs actually they wrote all by themselves. It's just that it was refined during the process of recording or whatever. But I hope in 2025 more girl group members will actually be given the chance to participate in the creative direction. Um, the other thing is, I don't know if you have noticed this, but in the last several months, the interest over several controversies are starting to wane. It's starting. Sorry, the interest is starting to wane. Um, Many things have happened in the last several weeks, and people are hardly paying attention to what Mama Roach is actually doing. Uh, like, even what the five girls, like, they're just old shorts are doing. They're not commanding the same kind of attention they used to command, which is making me think that maybe people are not really concerned. It's just that it was entertainment at that moment. So it's tragic. It's going to be bad for old shorts because public interest has always been the strongest weapon of Mama Roach. The reason this thing became so big is because she was able to steer the interest of the public. But now that the interest of the public is waning and they're shifting to other things, and I think once BTS members start coming back, start doing their countdown, I think people are just going to lose interest in anything altogether, and they will just concentrate on BTS. So I think this is going to be a major factor in how the cases are going to go. Once the public isn't looking anymore, then there will be less interest for judges and police officers and lawyers and whoever to talk about this. And most likely, it's just going to be a normal case rather than a national case for South Korea. Um, and once the interest of the public wanes, my guess is that Mama Roach, will also start losing interest to the five girls. um Bang Luna said, I think scandals are a national sport in South Korea. Naomi 65, sorry for asking the stupid question. I have been dying to ask, why is she called Mama Roach? Someone just, we were looking for, okay, so one of the findings in a research is that stating somebody's name actually gives them brand power, whether it's negative or positive. Also, the algorithm is so designed that when you start mentioning a name or when you start showing interest on something, then the algorithm will continue pushing more content about that to you, because the algorithm is going to think that you're interested in that. And so when a lot of people are interested in something, they will continue pushing those content, and they are going to think that this is the hot thing of the moment. So one of the ways we're going around it is by not mentioning their names. So some we were like thinking of a nickname that we can call them, and someone just came up with Mama Roach. I don't quite remember who actually came up with Mama Roach. Someone in Patreon actually suggested that we start calling her German Roach because they said it's the worst of all roaches. Anyway, so that is the story. And then someone also said on Patreon that they saw someone else that is not a part of this group, uh who just mentioned Mama Roach. So I don't know, but anyway, that's the story on why we're calling her Mama Roach, because we don't want to give the name brand power, and we definitely do not want the algorithm to think that she's popular or that she's powerful and that more people are interested in her. So um and Naomi said that was enlightening. Thank you. It fits her. Voldemort was too kind. Yeah, so initially I used Voldemort, and then the HP fans, Harry Potter's fans, just was not happy with me for using Voldemort. Because they said Voldemort is a legendary figure. But yeah, so the name Mama Roach fits her character, Jazzy J said. Look for the app BTS World Season 2. Oh yeah, for the app. So I think this is going to be a major thing, because the interest is starting to wane. I think she will also lose interest in the group, and the investors will lose interest, and that is going to make the difference. That will be the difference. That will be the deciding factor in this entire case, in the court and in public. So I want to see what's going to happen next, because whenever something new happens, someone like people are really not responding to it the same way they used to. I mean, even the paid publications like uh, all K-pop and Korea Boo, they're not posting as much anymore. So I was like, oh, this something just came up and you're not posting. Like Korea Boo would post like 20 articles about one thing. Now they're barely posting two. So I'm like, the interest is really waning. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen. I do think that the key is if they find something new. They meaning Korea. Once something new comes in, something that's more interesting, they're going to totally forget about this and just focus on the new thing. Now, the impeachment and the martial law took away from them, right? Because the entirety of Korea is just interested in politics now and what's going to happen, whether he's going to be impeached or whatever. So he's already been impeached, by the way. They're just waiting for the constitutional court to confirm it. But yeah, I think that we will see what will happen. I think in the next 2 months will be instrumental, because I think in the next 2 months we're going to see a trend. Something will happen, maybe with the return of BTS, with the tour of Hobie, or the release of his new album. But something big is going to happen, and people are just going to talk about it. One hot shot. TLT said, and Fairlane has an awesome image that goes with the Mama Roach. Yes, there was an option that went with the yes. One hot Sean JK's live just reminded those girls what it means to have influence. 20 million, my God, 20 million. HHK, I do think the ads coming out over the next 2 to 3 months with baby roaches will keep them at the forefront until March. Maybe my guess is that those ads won't also, it will just be another thing. Like people will now understand that the ads, the brand endorsements, those were arranged long before, and they're just coming out now. One of the members actually was released as a brand ambassador for a certain watch, right? Didn't make a lot of noise. Vogue Korea is going to push through with the cover. Not one's really talking about. I mean, there are some interests. It's just that it wasn't as big as it's not as big as it was before. So all K-pop, it's busy with Jin and our boys. um, Jazz said I learned something new every time I listen to you, Miss Fairy. Thank you. Okay. Sinri, so the Vogue cover and Omega were part of the Adore activities. They're making fans believe it's an independent activity. No, there was actually back in November, they were already talking about Vogue actually using them as a cover. So it's been a while. And usually, I mean, a magazine won't shoot their cover a month before it comes out. That's not how it works. It's months in advance. And when did they actually declare? They declared the termination of the agreement. So this was rearranged. It's been a while. Actually, there were rumors that Vogue wasn't actually going to push through with the cover, but they've already shot it, I guess. The same thing with Omega, the watch brand. This has been in the works for a while. So why will you not use it if you've already paid for it? The contracts have been signed and all of those things. Um, okay, so love Korean citizens with the light stick singing K-pop songs in the streets. So I think for 2025, I think the girl groups that we should all be that I think is going to make a huge headway globally will be Le Sserafim. That's one. Second would be I'll It. And then third will be Mauve, believe it or not. So I think those three. So Mauve, um, I'll It, Le Seraphim. Uh, I think I my heart goes to Espa because they're one of my favorites ever, and it's C. But it's going to take a hell of a lot for them to actually go on to the next stop. But I think Mauve has the right foundation. The girls definitely the girls can actually speak the language, the English language. They're well trained, and each of the members were actually professionals even before they joined the group. So I think those three are the groups to watch. XG, I do not consider. Yes, so XG is also one of my favorites. I don't consider it to be K-pop though, but I think they're going to make some headway. What's the last group? Move here. They're under um the black label. This, do you know them? This is my favorite. Ella. Ella Gross is her name. Can you spell the name? Can you spell their names or show us? I'm hearing Mo. Wait, I can show you here. There. So it's like meow because that's how they actually pronounce it. Meow, meow. Like cats. The son of a cat. Is that the group that looks like meow, right? Yes. That's how they pronounce it. Meow. But it's two V's, not W in the end. The main song is Into the World. Fire was used by some protesters only. At first glance, I thought it was meow. Yeah, they did that intentionally. And that is how they pronounce it in their songs. It's meow, but this is two V's. They're produced by Teddy, which is a producer of Blackpink. So Ella, there. Ella is actually a professional model, and she has been under YG for such a long time. It's double V at the end. Correct. It's double V at the end, not not W. Le Seraphim and I'll It prediction is that they will have good things happen to them in 2025, which also includes G Friend. I think Le Seraphim will be the one that will make a huge headway. to the West in 2025. And I think the plan is already laid out. It's just a matter of announcing it. Um, uh, it will be a surprise success, primarily because no one is going to expect that a group with with that kind of a concept, because a lot of people don't understand their concept, will actually will gain the attention of the West. But I do think that they will appeal to gamers and cosplayers, because their lore is very much in there. So young people that are into the metaverse and gaming, um, comics, online gaming, that will be attracted to. And that's a huge market. That's actually even bigger than the music industry market. So I think that's the strategy for Bang Shiyok. Bell Tricks, nope, gamer here, not interested. You're not interested in Alit. Who do you like? G Friends sold out 2 days. So Source added another day. It should be a week. 50,000 went for the tickets, but few got them. I like Espa as well. Yeah, but I think it's really going to take. I like Espa, by the way. It's just I think it's going to really take another manage, or just a big change in management for them to actually get to where they should be. They should be bigger by now. Espa should be bigger by now. It's just that they are not getting the right management. And this time, I know a lot of people are going to say that. Why do you always blame the management? Maybe the group simply doesn't have what it takes. But with Espa, they have what it takes. They have what it takes. They're just not getting the right push for the Korean market. They are Korea big. They are very big. A lot of the groups of SM Entertainment are actually bigger in Korea, but not much in the international market. But ESPA is that one group that has what it takes to get into the Western market. I will stand by that. But they do need to either have a change in the way that they're getting promoted. They need a change in leadership and in management. But they can't keep on doing what they're doing right now, or they won't be able to fulfill their potential. Bellatrix as a gamer ESPA. That makes sense. Jazzy J singing, I mean. Okay. Morning from hello. Um I like I'll it sound said Brelin. Hi will have a new group in 4 more days. They will have a new group. Big Hit is training a new group. I think that's why Bang Shiyuk wanted to take over management over ESPA. Could be over SM. Could be, yeah. Pinay Yonsei, I'm always surprised how big the NCT groups are in Korea. They're big in Korea. When I watched the Inkigayo summer concert, my God, that arena was shaking when NCT came out. They are big in Korea. Yeah, for sure. They are big in Korea. Dearly beloved SM groups have cringy music that doesn't appeal beyond fans they already have. Korea has a very specific type when it comes to music and looks and image, and SM got it down to a T. They got it down to a T. Bang Luna, there has to be an industry shakedown. True, there has to be an industry shakedown, and there also has to be an in. But so there has to be an industry shakedown. But I also feel that there are certain management companies that that will just divide their companies. There's a domestic group for Korea, and then there's the international group. I discussed that last time. So I think that's what's going to happen. I also love 2 p.m. from SM. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is from JYP. Is it true Blackpink will have a comeback in 2025? So this is my take. This is just a guess. This is just a guess. I think the future of Blackpink as a group depends on the level of success they will have individually. I think if any member sees that they will be successful on their own, more successful than Blackpink, I don't think that that member would want to come back and tour. They will probably want to come back and just do an album, but or a song or something, but a tour, I think if one of the members finds any kind of success, or has any kind of indication that they will be able to become more successful than the group, then they will not come back together. That member will not want to come back together. So that's going to depend on that. But yes, they did say that they're going to come back in 2025. In a statement, Lisa was the one in an interview. Lisa said, "Oh, like well, she in that interview, she kind of implied that she didn't know there was going to be a tour, that she was surprised." That's what Yang Sok actually said. She said something like, "Oh, is that what they're saying? I don't know about that." That's what she responded. Um, but she said yes, they're going to come back together in 2025. She just was surprised that it was going to be a tour. However, all the other members, Rose and Jenny, said that they're going to come back together in 2025, and mentioned the tour. Ray said, "I wouldn't hold my breath for a BP comeback." I love Rosie. It's so good. She's my favorite member. I don't care for Blackpink except Jenny. Jazzy J loves Jenny only. Chrissy said, "Right now I'm listening to the Refund Sisters. When does their contract expire?" They just resigned. They just renewed their contract as a group. They didn't renew as individual artists, but they just renewed. So I'm assuming that's another 5 years. When does this contract? Rose took over the Jimmy Fallon show. A tour is a big commitment. I don't know if I see it for them. I think I think like the biggest hindrance is if one of the members feel any indication that they can become bigger on their own. I think that's going to be the biggest hindrance. I mean, that's still the biggest money maker, right? And each of the members have their own company, and that having your own company, having your own employee, that's a big expense. You need money to do that. If you don't have a regular source of income, you're going to get drained. So they do need to replenish, unless they have businesses we don't know about, which is a huge possibility. I mean, these four girls are very, very smart people, by the way. So there's a huge possibility that they have a regular source of income. We just don't know about it. I don't want to underestimate their ability to think business. I'm definitely, definitely sure that they've planned this out and they probably have a business or a regular source of income for the company. So they're able to finance and sustain the company. Bella Chick said, "I think BP members will do good, but I doubt they manage to reach the same impact nor success in the West by themselves." Barbara said, "I'm on WeVerse, but I can't afford to be a paid member." I have a question. Do I ask this question? You guys might be like, do you think each member of BTS can match the level of success of BTS? One hot shun asked, "I don't know enough about BP. Do they have good camaraderie?" They seem to be very good friends. That is what I honestly think. I think they have a really, really good friendship. It's just that some people keep on shading them, insisting that they are not good friends. Um, are we, Bang Luna is asking, are we going to discuss international versus local fame? International. International. Jazzy J, say that again. What? Are you asking me to repeat the question? Faiza said maybe JK. Asha said nope. Bang Luna said yes. Disha said Rosie is more Avril Lavigne coded than Taylor Swift. Could be. I think JK could. Existing Psychology said I like G Idol. Chrissy said yes. JK yes. HHK said how is a criteria commercial success? Commercial success. Midori Lee, yes, the YG staff that left to work at Jenny's company. I hope they planned the money well. Jenny has to keep busy to pay the staff. She's a very, very smart woman. I'm sure that she's planned that out. It's very expensive to maintain a company. Quite honestly, I have you know that I have a business. I have a small company. I have to keep on working to make sure that they get paid. So it is not easy. I like BP better solo than as a group. Dearly beloved. Dolby Baby said no. Marvelous OT7 BTS is the next BTS. V Heart loaded question. Belinda Sotner, yes. Beatrice said no, and the boys know it. Celeste said yes in their own arenas. One Hot Shun said lol. Nancy Bravo, yes. Yes, each can make it to that level. Sylvia said maybe. JK, maybe. Rachel said yes, each one could do it. BTS Forever 7, I think Jacob could be. So many answers. Possibly only Carol. No, wait, I'm missing. I'm jumping. JK could. Dolby Baby said BTS Forever 7, I think JK could be. Macne Line. LK said, honestly, only some members can just because. Feli Aziz said nope. Jazzy J said yes. Celeste said, but they will always be BTS. Diane said yes, but they will prioritize group work. Still with BTS said they all can, but they love their group together. Dal BB said JK could. A Brown said yes, because not everyone likes pop music. Ash said each member of BTS follow a different sound for each other compared to the BTS sound together. Georgia said, I'm not a BP fan, but I love and respect each one of those girls, and I watch and listen to all of their projects. Hoan said, nope, you can already see most are only supporting the Macne line. Angel Star, no. Bellatrix commercially, maybe JK and or J Hope. It will depend on how they manage to engage with USA. One Hot Shan said, I do think the guys are better together, but I think Jimin and JK could. Cat Tiger said, even if they hit the ground running, no one will ever replace BTS. The group is still together and will be for years. CG, hi for the first time to finally catch up on your live. I love watching your V live. Thank you. Glad that you're here. I hope that you come regularly. Leia said no, because the higher the members get, the higher they will push BTS as a whole. Carol Fee said possibly only JK can become as big as BTS. Bang Luna said JK and Jimin could become huge if they wanted to do the promo work. Claire said, I think JK can match, but I don't think surpass. One Hot Shan said pop is a very open genre. V Hart, I think JK if he learns English more fluently. Cindy said each and every member. Yes, each and every member. Marvilu said maybe JK could, but the boys has different genre. JK is more mainstream. So many answers. um, or is that? How can BTS replace BTS? Okay. The answers are very, very interesting. Jazzy J, Jimin, and Jungkook already succeeded. Sailor Girl, hi. Um, okay, so we're coming up on the second hour. I thought it was like an hour and a half. So I'll just answer that question first because I asked you that. So it will be unfair. Um, if I don't answer, right? So I will answer the question. I think I think not everyone will I think each member will pursue a different genre, like a different direction when it comes to their career. Um, so will everybody be able to match the commercial success of BTS? I don't think everybody will, and I don't think everybody will intend to, because they just have different plans. I do think that they will, like, the success that they will experience in their own genre is comparable to the success of BTS in BTS's genre. Am I making sense? Okay, that for example, I think Suga is going to do more behind the scenes work when he settles down. Not necessarily, I think he will still do like, he's probably going to tour again, and he's probably going to do stadium tours, and he's going to sell them out because because he made the mistake of not doing stadium tours the first time. But I think when he settles down, I think he's going to do like more behind the scenes work. Behind the scenes work, of course, will not be able to match the success of, I mean, you can't compare that to BTS, right? To what BTS has done. But the stature that he will accomplish as a producer and as a composer and doing all this other is comparable to the stature of BTS in its own genre. Another example would be, let's just put this as an example. Um, RM, for example, if he continues to pursue rap, right? Hip hop is different from pop. So, and then a foreign hip hop artist is different from pop, and it's very different from an African American hip hop artist because that is their genre. But the level of success that RM is going to achieve in the genre that he chose will be comparable to the it's just is sort of the same level as the success of BTS in its genre. Am I making sense? Does that make sense? So um that I think is what's going to happen, that they will achieve the level of success comparable to the level of success of BTS, of BTS. um in terms of pop, I think definitely JK is a shoe in almost, because he's very willing to go towards that direction. I think we will all be surprised if you haven't seen it already. I think you're in for a surprise with Jimin. It's all going to go down to how willing Jimin is to do the promotional work in the West. So that means not just US, but also UK. He's going to have to learn a little bit more of the language. Let me just say that I've actually heard him speak in English, and he can speak in English when he's relaxed. So I don't have any problems with him learning language. He will never ever lose the accent, but I think he can learn it. But it's not just about the language, but actually being willing to do the promotional work. So if he's willing to do that, and that has a lot in it, that's loaded. That's a loaded thing to do. If he's willing to do that, you're going to be very surprised with what he can achieve. I'm actually surprised that a lot of people still do not recognize the level of success that he has achieved. I mean, Billboard Hot 100 number one, you debuted a song, a non-English song in number one. If it is, if that's an easy thing to do, a lot of people would have done it already. Saying now 21 weeks in a song that you barely promoted, if that is an easy thing to do, a lot of people would have done it. Okay. So that I think V is just going to pursue something else as a genre. I think he's going to go with jazz and R&B, and I think that's going to make him very very happy. So I think it's going to be very artsy. Um so can you expect the same kind of sales, right? In a jazz? No, but he's going to surpass many many jazz artists. So that's what I'm talking about. Like the level of success that they will achieve in their chosen genre will be comparable, will be equivalent to the success of BTS in BTS's genre. V is going into musical theater. I think so. I think musical theater is going there. Suga is going to produce a movie, like he's going to score a movie. Um, so yeah. Yeah. I think J Hope is actually a triple threat, in that he can actually rap, sing, and dance. Quadruple threat because he also writes. And I think he is going to be, if there is anybody who would be willing to go through the promotions, I think it will be J Hope. Um, so we will also be very surprised with J Hope, I think. V is very good in jazz. Not a fan of jazz before, but I am loving it. I'm actually not a fan of jazz. I mean, I support Suga. I'm Suga. I mean V. I support V, of course, but I'm not a big fan of jazz. It's not something that I will pursue. That's why I lean towards Friends because it's the least jazzy of his songs. Um, but of course I support him, and I will continue to support him. I will continue supporting him. Yes, V, I'm sure will do musical theater, JR said. J Hope can be like J Park, but good. So not J Park. I'm kidding. I mean, J Park is a very good musician. He's a very good marketer. Don't sleep on worldwide handsome Jin. I think Jin is going to be like, he's going to become ultra rich. I think he's going to go into business. Really, I think we're going to wake up one day and see Jin as one of the first billionaires. It's like, Jin is a billionaire. How did that happen? Well, Jungkook was touring. He was just earning money. He might actually do Jin hit. Jin the gamer. JK, J Hope, and maybe Jimin. But Jimin, I'm not sure he wants it. Um, I think, does he want? I don't. Does he? I don't know. I know that Jimin has continuously surprised me with his drive towards artistic excellence. I really did not expect this from him. I think I've mentioned this before. The shock that the US that we were in when he hit number one, our jaws dropped. Like, where did this guy come from? So, and he can still continues to surprise me with his drive for artistic excellence, with how he's trying to he would with how he not just tried, but how he has reinvented himself. And I think that's what's so exciting about him, because you don't know what he's going to be doing next, right? So, and I think he will continue to surprise us. And that's why I'm saying that it isn't, I don't know if he would be willing to do the kind of promotions that is required. But then Jimin is also the kind that has defied trends, right? He has continuously reinvented things. He has not done the same thing others are doing. So I even though I think I kind of agree with you that he may not be willing to do the promotional work, I will also not discount the fact that despite his unwillingness to do things the traditional route, he will still make it. Um, Jimin behind the scene, Yo Van F. Jimin behind the scenes working was impressive, absolutely impressive. And that grind factor stands out. One hot Shan said. Ash Genie's lamp becomes an investment or a VC. And I think this is not the only venture he's going to go into. I do think he's going to venture more into gaming because that's something that he's very passionate about. So I think he might like partner with Hybe on something when it comes to like metaverse gaming or something like that. But I think IGIN is just the first of the many that he's going to do. I think like I think he will definitely continue making music, and he has promised that in his song. He did say that he will continue making music, but he said that the only group he's going to be a member of is BTS, and I think he's serious about that. So I think he will like do a project, right, and then wait for the like. But then on the side, he's going to get into this many ventures, and then he's just going to be super rich and super successful. Sandy said Arm doesn't get the credit he deserves. Sometimes I think often he doesn't get the credit he deserves. I just went on a rant last live stream. I was talking about how frustrated I was that his documentary isn't getting the kind of respect that it deserves, because I think that documentary is going to gain the attention of many people and will inspire people to actually give K-pop a chance. Um, Rachel said Fairy Lane. I was not surprised at all, but you're right. If he is motivated to do it, I think he had to prove to himself that he is good enough. I think it's not you're just partially. I think it's not just I don't think he's ever doubted he's good enough. I think he's just not because as I've said, like when during the BTS era, he had the least amount of writing credits and stuff. So I think it was just a matter of him finding his creative self. So I think he knew he had what it takes. He just wasn't sure like how where do I go? And that's why it was important for him to do these two initial projects. RM deserves so much more, way more. Um, just think of NJ had FAFO. They could be making. They're in the find out stage. No, actually, they're still in the FA stage. Soon they'll enter the FO stage, the find out stage. RM is gaining the respect of musician and thinkers. He is gaining that respect. I do want him to get like mainstream respect, but because I think a lot of people will benefit from what he's doing. I wouldn't be surprised if Jin also goes into the tuna industry. I think Jin is capable of getting to in any industry. But yeah, I do think that he's going to like become extra, like super rich someday. In every BTS song, you can hear Jimin vocals. RM is an amazing artist. He has his own way of showing his talents. Okay, we are at 2 hour 2 hour mark. I did not know that we will get here. I thought we will get to like an hour and then stop. But do you have any questions before I go? I did have one topic that I wasn't able to get to, but I will do that in the next live. Actually, two more topics. But I did enjoy our conversations. That's why I didn't bother like being strict about the time. I will do so next time. But I hope that you enjoy this. But do you have questions before I go? Is this the longest you have been on? I think I had one like that was like 2 minutes, a 2 hour and 15 minutes. Angel Star Jin will launch his own fishing boat company. It could be. Did you see the brats utilize the groomer for their Vanity Fair pictures? I think that was like a long that was shot like months ago maybe. Um so I'm not really surprised about that. Anne Marie, I wish RM would get into politics. He would be a phenomenal politician. Because do remember that up until like what September, October maybe, he was still kind of active as a. I'm talking about Mama Roach. She was still active as within the life of the five girls. So I'm not surprised that there are still some projects that where she is going to be named as a consultant or creative director or something. A Brown said, I love the chat. Great info and conversation. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, there's like two more topics that I wanted to talk. I was able to get into that. I hope to get into that next week. Do you have questions before I go? Yeah, please don't forget to like the video. Like. Please like it. This solo chapter has made all seven know what they're capable of doing, all impressive on their own way. Yeah, that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about, like the best and the worst of the solo era. I want to talk about the best stuff, the best things about the solo era first, and then I just want to get into the problems that we're encountering because of the solo era. I do want to highlight the fact that in their solo era, they're getting more fans that we don't hear about, right? Like for example, he has his own fans. He's getting fans that are totally outside of K-pop. So I think we're just getting frustrated about solos because we hear of them. But I do feel that they are getting a lot of fans that are totally removed from K-pop. RM is getting them. I do think like Jungkook and Jimin actually have fans that are just fans. That they are just supporting them as solo artists, and I love that for them. I do think in the future we're going to see more of them. Like we will see where these people are. Like, oh, there's like RM fans and Jungkook fans and Jimin fans and J-Hope fans that are just not into the kind of standing that K-pop fans are into. They're just fans of the art. RM is a philosopher. I do not see him as a politician, really. One Hot Shun, they have all superseded the K-pop genre for sure. I do not even consider them to be K-pop anymore. What's your favorite BTS related Christmas song? What is my favorite? Winter Bear. I think that's my favorite Christmas song of them. Winter Bear. What's yours? Please also keep streaming Winter Ahead and White Christmas as they are new releases. Christmas Love. Christmas Love. When Jin becomes a billionaire, I'll remind him he said, I'll be there for you. I remember the first video you have done some time ago. Me? First live or like first video? That was like a long time ago. My first video was like 2019, 2018. Agree. Winter Bear is my favorite too. Yeah. Oh, yes, me? What is it? What was that video? First video. Han, good night. Christmas love for Jim from Jimin. That I like that too. You remember the first video that I made ever? Now you're going to make me go back. Christmas tree versus OST goes platinum in my house when you answered questions. When I answered questions. You mean live stream or like first video? I really enjoyed today's live stream. This is such a safe space. I look forward to all of your lives. Thank you. So please be a member of my Patreon. Jazzy, you have to tell me what that is. Please be a member of my Patreon. I will do Patreon only live stream during the Christmas break. And then I will also do my insomnia live. I'm just gonna go online and just watch a bunch of content, not just BTS content, but Asian related content. So please be a member of my Patreon. Doll Baby is already a member, yeah. See the NFL played Running Wild during a replay. Yes, I saw that. Your live stream are like BTS new song. I have a tea set that alarm phones to take. Thank you. No live stream. First video, fans would ask questions and you would answer them. I think I may have a copy. You didn't have this title, of course. Ah, okay. Okay, so Jazzy, let me know what that is. What if you remember what year that was? Let me know. I'm so intrigued now. I want to know what that is. But okay, time to go. Sylvia, I'm confused about the book you offer as part of the Patreon. So if you're a platinum member of my Patreon, you get one book a month. If you're diamond, you get two books a month. Um, and then the diamond and legacy actually get two books a month and one book a month for platinum. Both of so all of the tiers will have access to the working novel that I'm working on, the novel that I'm working on. I haven't spoken with you guys about that in a while. But the diamond and the platinum members will get a final copy. Sorry, diamond and legacy members will get a final copy. So I hope that's clear. Um, and also the diamond members and the platinum sorry, diamond and legacy members will get an artwork. Okay. Jin will be a successful tuna supplier. I should change Jin's job in the novel that I'm writing to make it a tuna supplier. All right. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, people. Bye. Bye. I had fun too. Thank you. Hope you had fun. Bye.